let's talk about money. You know, it's a word that can bring up so much worry, so much complexity. You've got bills, savings, spending. It can feel like you're in a constant battle. But what if it didn't have to be? What if technology, in a world full of neon and noise, could actually bring a sense of quiet to our finances? Well, let's step into a story that explores that very idea.
This story isn't about fast numbers or some kind of market frenzy. No, it's about something much simpler: clarity.
So before we dive in, let's just take a moment. Let the noise of the day kind of fall away as we step into a different world to maybe understand something important about our own.
Imagine that for a second. Really think about it. What if a silent, digital partner could watch over things, plan for you, protect you, removing all that anxiety, and just leaving you with the control? This is the core question we're going to explore together.
All right, so our story begins in a place called Neo Haven. I want you to picture a city of tomorrow, where neon lights just flicker on these wet, rain-slicked streets and digital signs are kind of floating in the air. And in a small apartment high above all that glowing chaos lives our guy, a man named Lucas Gray. Now, Lucas, he worked hard. He earned a decent living, but his finances were just a source of constant stress. And it's a feeling I think a lot of us know all too well. Money comes in, but then it seems to just vanish without a trace. And those unexpected expenses, they always feel like a sudden ambush, right?
And so one night, as Lucas is just looking out over this glowing city, he whispers this simple, desperate thought out into the darkness. He didn't know it, but his city was listening. And that simple little wish, well, it was the trigger for everything that was about to happen next.
The very next morning, Lucas woke up to this soft, blue glow filling his room. A calm, disembodied voice spoke, and his life, well, it was about to change forever.
The voice introduced itself as Fina, an AI money manager, and its whole purpose was defined by 4 simple, powerful actions. I analyze, I predict, I plan, I protect. This wasn't about getting rich quick or anything like that. This was about building a system of financial security. And just like that, holographic numbers filled the air around Lucas. Fina visualized his entire financial life, and for the very first time, he could see it all so clearly. Not just where the money went, but the hidden patterns, right? The small, unnoticed habits that were holding him back this whole time.
And this was Fina's first crucial diagnosis. It wasn't one big, catastrophic loss that was hurting Lucas's finances. No, it was a series of small, invisible leaks. Things like unused subscriptions, those late-night food orders, impulse buys. The AI saw the pattern that he just couldn't.
So how could an AI see what a human couldn't? Well, the answer really lies in the fundamental difference between how we think and how it thinks. And it's not a difference of judgment, it's just pure observation.
It's a really powerful contrast when you look at it. On one side, you've got the human brain. We're driven by feelings, impulses, temptations. And we often scold ourselves after the fact, right? But on the other side, you've got the AI. It just calculates, it sees patterns. It shows you the consequences before you make a decision. It never judges, it just observes.
And just look at the logic of the system it proposed. It starts with the foundation of stability, that emergency fund, before anything else. Only then does it move on to automating bills and adjusting limits. The really crucial point here is that Lucas didn't have to micromanage every little step. He just had to approve the goal. Fino handled the path to get there.
So this whole system, it was about to face its ultimate test. Because one night, the market took a sudden, absolutely terrifying downturn. And this is where we see the AI's true purpose really shine.
Red alarms started flashing across Lucas's screen. And his human instinct is just screaming, sell, do something, react. You know that feeling? That panic began to set in as he watched his investments dip.
But then, Fina's calm voice just cut right through the noise. It recognized that the biggest risk in that moment wasn't the falling market. It was the rising panic. It was the emotional decision Lucas was about to make.
So, Fina didn't try to time the market or chase some risky profit. It did the complete opposite. It became a circuit breaker for his fear, slowing everything down, pausing actions to protect his capital. Its goal wasn't to win. Its goal was simply not to lose.
So months and then years passed in Neo Haven. The city was just as bright and just as chaotic. But inside Lucas's small apartment, something profound had changed.
Silently, consistently, the system just worked.
His savings account grew without him obsessing over it, his debts slowly disappeared, and with all that financial pressure gone, the constant low-level stress that had followed him around for years, it finally began to fade away.
And this was the powerful truth that Fina revealed. The entire purpose of this whole system, the analysis, the protection, it was never just about piling up money. It was about using that money to buy back something way more valuable, his peace of mind. It was about achieving freedom from worry.
So this brings us to the key takeaway from our little story. After seeing Lucas's journey, I think we can define this whole concept in some pretty simple terms.
It's basically a digital partner that observes, it plans, it predicts, and it acts with a calmness that, let's be honest, we often lack. And it does all of this to protect one thing: the long-term goals that you, the human, have set.
And this might just be the central message of it all. For decades, finance has been all about speed, aggression, and chasing the next big thing. But maybe, just maybe, the true revolution isn't about moving faster. It's about thinking with more clarity and with less fear.
When we let ourselves, the humans, set the values, our goals, our dreams, and we let technology handle the complexity, money can stop being a source of anxiety. It can become what it was always meant to be, a tool for freedom. Because the smartest wealth, it isn't a number in an account, it's peace of mind.